Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Horizon. I'm Rob McClendon. Well, it's long been thought that energy and agriculture were the main drivers of Oklahoma's economy. But today, it is a different story. Currently, aerospace employs roughly 1 in 10 workers in the state. But in order to continue to thrive, industry leaders say it needs people with the right skills. More than 500 aerospace-related companies do business in Oklahoma with an annual industrial output that exceeds $12 billion. It's an economic impact that's felt statewide, but nowhere more so than in the Oklahoma City metro. And that's where our Blaine Singletary starts us off.
In a state economy that's seen its better days, there's one industry that's really taking off.
It's really the result of a lot of diversification effort intentionally by the community, but now it rivals in terms of employment the energy sector.
Kurt Foreman is part of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber, and he says Oklahoma's aerospace industry is one to watch. In 2015, it was responsible for outputting $4.9 billion into the economy, and half of that is labor income.
On average, an aerospace job, sort of all diced up into the same size, would be about 30% better paid than on average for our area.
Aerospace is booming, and it's not just at your local airport. Aerospace manufacturing, engineering, education, and maintenance also play a big part in employing thousands of Oklahomans. But at the heart of it all are government establishments, like the Mike Monroney FAA Aeronautical Center and Tinker Air Force Base, which employs the most civilians out of any Air Force base in the country.
That's part of what makes our aerospace community here in central Oklahoma special, is that the government, in particular the Air Force and the FAA, play such a dramatic piece. Just those two alone represent a very large percentage of the direct employment.
Because of this growth, new jobs are opening up all the time, and it's never been a better time to get trained for them.
There are a tremendous number of jobs, and it's going to be important for us to have people want to step up and be a part of these kinds of career paths going forward, or we won't see this sector continue to grow.
It's really a two-way ticket. Education in this industry isn't just profitable to the potential employee, it's profitable to the state economy as well.
We're probably the best kept secret in the entire state as far as our abilities.
Ron Davis is lead instructor at Gordon Cooper Technology Center's Aviation Maintenance Technology program in Shawnee. This program, one of many at tech centers all over the state, is an example of just how diverse this industry is within itself.
Now we don't build airplanes here, but we sure fix them, and we fix a lot of them.
At any one time, Davis and his fellow instructors in the program are training 100 students, both from high schools around the area and adult students learning a new trade. And the demand is high.
We've had a waiting list since 2001, basically. Everybody would like to get in the program. I wish we could take everybody in the program that we can.
Davis says the career itself is a big draw, but the fact that this career is growing right here at home is also a plus.
Some like to move, but most of them like to live where they grew up. So the folks that come through Gordon Cooper, and they're from Shawnee, or they're from Prague, or from Payton, or Boley, or McLeod, or Meeker, they want to live there, and they can do that, and the majority of them commute and go to Tinker.
Programs like these take a homegrown workforce and turn it into a qualified homegrown workforce, which is essential, as Susan Lavrakis, longtime member of the Aerospace Industries Association, told us.
It's absolutely vital. Our leaders, our industry leaders, our CEOs tell us that a qualified workforce is the most critical factor to our industry success. And obviously, being a very high technology industry, we must have people who are the best and the brightest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So I would say there's nothing more important than a highly qualified STEM workforce to our future.
STEM is very important to the aerospace industry, and the problem is there's not enough students in high school and earlier favoring STEM courses. And that could send this industry into a nosedive.
Our industry started recognizing about 8 years ago that with the baby boomers retiring, we're just going to go into a deep dive in terms of losing our best and brightest, people who studied STEM back in the Sputnik era.
But that aging out of current personnel means all the more opportunity for the next generation of aerospace engineers.
It's going to open up a lot of positions for young people to enter our industry. There's going to be great potential for new opportunities to lead, to grow in this industry, and that's a story that we're trying to make more people aware of.
The aerospace industry has arrived in Oklahoma. Now it just needs the workforce to get on board. Again, Kurt Foreman.
Most people think it's about land or buildings, and that is a factor, but the reality is if the labor force is not in a community or in a region, it can't happen. So really, it's not sort of location, 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 it's people, people, people with the right skills.
Well, a survey from PricewaterhouseCoopers shows Oklahoma ranks 16th in the nation when it comes to aerospace manufacturing. And while the tax environment here is favorable for the industry, a qualified workforce is necessary for the industry's ascent to continue. Now, when we return, we'll give you an inside look at one of the fastest growing aerospace employers in the state.